Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about the political ramifications of red, white, and blue crunch. So, what is red, white, and blue crunch? Well, it is the first purely politically motivated, politically oriented cereal. All right? Now, let's jump into this. So, first and foremost, I have to explain my own history with Captain Crunch cereal. So I have a deep and robust history with Captain Crunch cereal. So basically, I have been eating Captain Crunch cereal since I was probably 4 years old. In that time, I have eaten Captain Crunch. I have eaten Captain Crunch with berries. I have eaten Oops All Berries. I have eaten peanut butter Captain Crunch. I have eaten Christmas Crunch. I have eaten Oops No Berries. That's a very unusual one. And I will say right now, I have not eaten red, white, and blue crunch, and the reason, and it will become very apparent why I have not eaten red, white, and blue crunch by the time we finish this video. Alright, so let's talk about the first purely politically motivated cereal. Red, white, and blue crunch. So first and foremost, what does it stand for? Well, one, the makers of Captain Crunch are declaring a few things, okay? So for a long time, Captain Crunch has been a non-politically based cereal. That ends today. The new red, white, and blue crunch is purely political, right? Now, there's a lot of political statements being made with red, white, and blue crunch. So first and foremost, Captain Crunch is coming out as clearly Democrat. If you look, he has a blue hat, he has a blue coat. He's saying, hey, this cereal is red, white, and blue crunch, but I am a blue. I stand for universal health care. I stand for UBI. I stand for getting rid of all college debt, right? Like, he's coming out and he is saying, hey, if I'm going into the voting booth, I'm pulling that pure blue lever. Bing, 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 bing. This is surprising. I never really knew where Captain Crunch stood before, but here you can see it right on the box. Captain Crunch is coming out as blue, coming out as Democrat, coming out as an AOC followers, coming out as an AOC supporter. He's going to be there for AOC in 2024 when she runs. Will Captain Crunch vote for Joe Biden? Absolutely not, right? Come on. Captain Crunch still got he's got logic, and he still has a connection to his own faculties. And while Joe Biden might not be able to do a 2-hour interview, Captain Crunch still has he would do Captain Crunch, and if you've been following his career, he does enemy territory interviews. He does long-form interviews. Joe Rogan's interview with Captain Crunch is the best. If you haven't listened to it, you need to go listen to it right away, and you better run, not walk, and the reason why is Joe Rogan's podcast is about to go behind a paywall. So the next time Captain Crunch is on Joe Rogan's show, you're not going to just be able to waltz over to YouTube and listen to it for free, okay? So, but the reality is, of course, even though he is purely blue and he is very down with the Democrat everything, he's still, he's still not, no one's excited about Joe Biden, not even Captain Crunch. And even though he's true blue, he is not going to be voting for Joe Biden. And actually, I don't think anybody who's true blue is going to vote for Biden. And the reason why is, who wants Joe Biden to say, this is what the Democrat Party stands for in 2020? This is the best the Democrats have to put against one of the most vicious, most predatory, absolute apex predator, red opponents that has ever been. The idea that Joe Biden represents, the blue it's absurd. So of course Captain Crunch is not going to be voting for Joe Biden. He'll do a write-in just like me, right? All right. So let's talk about the red, the white, and the blue. Okay. So one, even though Captain Crunch is saying, hey, I personally, when I go into the booth, I'm pulling for the blue. I'm going to be pulling Of course, I'm gonna take Joe Biden out. I'll do a write in there, but the rest will be straight ticket, right? So, and then I'll, of course, I'll vote for all the blue candidates in Senate and in the House, right? All right. So, but when you look at the cereal itself, you're talking red, white, and blue. And Captain Crunch is saying, "Hey, I'm still a food provider, right here, and I want people who eat hummus and wear sandals and drive, and drive something that doesn't run on fossil fuels. Yes, I want to feed them my Crunch cereal, but I am not forgetting half the nation, right? Or even more, maybe even more than half the nation. I'm not. If you eat cheeseburgers and you drive a big block pickup truck and you have ordnance, I'm still remembering you, right? If you are in church on a Sunday morning and you're staying for a fish fry afterwards, red, white, and blue Crunch is still for you, right? Now, we've talked, so we have the blue and the reds. The Republicans and the Democrats are both represented in this purely politically based cereal, right? Which, again, this is the first truly politically based cereal that's ever existed, which I'm very, very excited about. Also, why haven't I eaten this yet? Well, for one, this is a special moment, and I think we needed to celebrate a purely political cereal. And I, J. Scott Garibay, as a political wonk, I have to ask myself now, can I eat non-political cereals? Is it even right for me as a political, as someone who is politically responsible, someone who is thinking about politics frequently? Is it okay for me to eat Lucky Charms? I don't know the answer to that. One of my children eats Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Isn't that a waste of my time? If the red and the blues are going to spark political ideas in my mind, are going to spark even more powerful political activity within me, should I be taking meals out of my breakfast slots for non-politically based cereals? I don't think so, right? So there is a distinct chance that red, white, and blue Crunch will be the only cereal I'll eat going forward. That is a possibility. I still need to wrestle with that decision. I need to make that decision for myself. Each of you are going to need to do the same. Are you going to switch over to purely political based cereals? Also, it now prompts each one of us as political wonks to say, hey, where are the other political foods, right? When I go into 7-Eleven or into Sheetz and they have that array of Slurpees, right, shouldn't I put blue on the bottom, red on the next, and then white at the top? Or if I'm true, like, Democrat, shouldn't I only drink blue Slurpees? It brings up a huge... So the ramifications, the political ramifications of red, white, and blue Captain Crunch are significant. It raises questions for me. It raises questions for you. And each of us are going to need to sit down, take notes, make pro-con lists, and then determine what cereals we eat going forward, and then begin our search for other political foods, right? Of course, that's going to, that is going to be what we're going to need to do. Now, let's talk about the red, white, and blue. So one, Captain Crunch is saying, hey, I'm here to feed the nation. And so there is a unifying perspective with red, white, and blue, and saying, hey, we are all equally valuable as human beings, and we all deserve good, nutritious meals, right? And breakfasts. And let's be very clear. Yes, cereals are a breakfast food, but Captain Crunch is not a breakfast food. Captain Crunch, like I said, I've been eating this since I was 4 years old. It's a special cereal, and frankly, I will tell you, I've probably eaten more bowls of Captain Crunch outside of the breakfast slot than within the breakfast slot, right? And now that that Captain Crunch is saying, listen, this is going to be your political fuel going forward. Let's say right now, right, I am very frustrated with the idea that I need to go into the voting booth in early June in Pennsylvania and decide between Donald Trump and Biden. And frankly, this has been a fraught decision for me, right? But I'm very confident now. I know that on that morning and the night before and the lunch before that event, I can eat red, white, and blue Crunch. and the political wisdom I need to make the right decision is going to be there. It's important, and I'm really glad that Captain Crunch has come forward and say, yes, there really was, you know, with oops all berries and oops no berries, there really was no political statement. But those days are over, and Captain Crunch is going into the political arena and making it clear that he has sustenance and love and respect for Republicans and for Democrats, but also for the White Party. Now, what is the White Party? We've discussed the White Party before. The White Party is a virtual party. When you are frustrated that the Republicans have abandoned honesty and logic, you go to the White Party, right? When you are frustrated with the Democrats that they have abandoned honesty and logic, you go to the White Party, right? For both the Democrats and the Republicans. When your party has abandoned honesty and logic, you can go to, when you're red or blue party, you can go to the White Party. It's there for you as a placeholder until your frustration dies and you can return and be politically active, right? And that's what the white berries are here for as well. Is saying there's always a place. Whether you are deciding to be on the red or the blue, there's always a place in the center, the right, the white. And of course, these are the colors of the American flag. The red represents, you know, what the soldiers have given in order to win our freedom. The blue represents the liberty that's as broad as the bright blue sky, and white represents our pure and undying hope for everyone in the nation, whether they are Republican or Democrat. So that's there as well. Also, let's talk about what Captain Crunch is really saying here, right? Well, what he is clearly saying is that he supports a two-party system, right? He is clearly saying it's a waste to vote for libertarians, it's a waste to vote green. He could have said red, white, blue, and green party, Crunch, but he didn't. He's saying, listen, we have a two-party system. That parliamentarian nonsense they do over in Britain, that, you know, change your government every 5 minutes that they do in Italy, that's not American. In America, we have a two-party system, and as frustrating as it can be on every days, Captain Crunch is saying, I am here representing red, white, and blue, two-party system, right? And there's been a large debate among political wonks. Should we be voting for third parties? Captain Crunch is making it clear. No, two-party system. Another thing that's being said very clear by red, white, and blue Crunch. So I am very, very excited. I was really fraught over this decision of having to choose between these two terrible candidates. I'm like, I'm going to be low energy. I'm not really going to have any wisdom in my head. But this, red, white, and blue Crunch, this is a sustenance to give us wisdom, to give us fortitude, and to give us the energy we need to go to the polls when the candidates give us nothing, right? So, and I think that's exactly why Captain Crunch came now and said, listen, every other year before, there have been candidates that were not septuagenarians, and you could vote for people who actually wanted the job, or people who like didn't drink bleach, right? But he's saying in this incredibly difficult election, Captain Crunch needs to represent for Republicans and for Democrats and give them what they need to get out there and cast votes when there is absolutely no redeeming. It is such a hopeless thing to go. This is the most hopeless election you will ever vote in. We have in American history, I really believe there has never been two less exciting candidates. And that's why Captain Crunch said, yes, I've been non-political to this point, but America needs a cereal that will charge them up, give them the wisdom they need, and give them the pure nutritional sustenance they need to walk with their head held high to the election booth. This is here for us. This is here for you. This is our first political cereal, red, white, and blue Crunch. I think it's awesome. What do you think? What political statements do you think Captain Crunch is making with the release of this cereal now? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.